Hi, Chris Sorensen, founder of Help. You know, one of the programs that I'm extremely proud to be taking part in is in California. The Department of Real Estate Commissioner, Mr. Jeff Davey, he wanted to do consumer protection through education, as I do, and he created a financial literacy venture in which we created a program called Financial Sense to White Picket Fence. I teach in that class the 4 B's, or at least that's how I refer to them: budgeting, borrowing, buying, and beyond. You know, one of the things, obviously, that you're watching this video for is how do I improve my FICO score? And we talk a lot about that when it comes to budgeting, is also the borrowing portion. Here are a few very simple tips that you can utilize to help increase your score. And I would also encourage you to get in touch with a HUD-approved nonprofit counselor. At no cost to you, they can assist you with respect to improving your score and giving you the tools and things that you need to do in order to lower your debt, manage your funds better, and increase your score. Now, here are a few things, some common little tips that and mistakes that people make. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you have available credit of $10,000 on a credit card. I'm going to use this because it's an easy way for me to do it with respect to math. You want to keep your balances at or below 30% of your available credit. So, $10,000 available credit, you don't want to go above a $3,000 balance whenever possible. Now, sadly, what we've also witnessed during this financial crisis is that some banks are limiting or lowering your available credit. In other words, you owe $3,000, you didn't charge anything, but they took your available credit from $10,000, say, down to $5,000 or $6,000. Your percentage just went up dramatically, and that will, in fact, lower your score. Also, we've had people that have contacted, maybe they were late on an AT&T bill or a Verizon cell phone and maybe went to collection, who knows? But that negative credit item may not have shown up, nobody knows about it, but the minute you call your lender and say, I'd like to know if you can lower my interest on my credit card, they do what's known in the industry as a soft pull. They'll look at your credit because you gave them permission to do so in the fine print, and they will then see that you have a collection account with AT&T or Verizon, and instead of giving you a lower interest rate, they will rise or raise your interest rate, and in some cases even lower your available credit. So that falls under the category of be careful in what you wish for. Also, when you're buying a home, one of the things I always try to remind people that is very, very confusing for most, let's take that same Verizon. That Verizon bill that, well, upon moving, because maybe years ago you lost your home or you moved from an apartment and you moved 2 or 3 times, they couldn't find you to actually remind you that, hey, you still owe us $186. And so it turns into a $186 collection account that maybe on your credit report shows $286. Who knows? Whatever it is, the amount is not so large that you wouldn't pay it off. And then 3 years later, a year later, whatever the year is, you decide that you want to buy a property and your lender pulls a credit report and gives you a copy of it. And you recognize that there's that collection account and you say to yourself, gosh, that was 3 years ago. I don't want that to stop me from getting a home loan. And so you pay it off. Here's what you did. You just updated a negative credit item, which will dramatically lower your FICO score, and in most cases, if you're right on the border, prevent you from being able to buy a home. So what is the answer? Well, one thing to do with FHA financing is to make sure that the underwriter approves your file subject to that dollar figure, that collection account being paid off through escrow. This is very, very crucial. I've seen so many people that have tried to buy homes here recently and have been extremely let down because nobody gave them just a little subtleties. The devil's in the details. So make sure you find yourself an extreme professional and ask them, hey, are you familiar with the HUD 4155 and all the mortgagee letters, and are you up to date on all of those? Just asking them that is going to put many of them on their heels, but they should know this information and they should be giving you some great advice. And always go back to your Help Certified Professional. They will hold their partners accountable as you hold them accountable with your partner, the Help program. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.